Gee, well, it's day 2 on this boat project of rebuilding this frame. Got my 2 pieces here cut out. Get in the boat here and do a little explaining here what I'm running into. I've been thinking about this for during the night and this morning. I see a couple of issues that I did run into. Number 1, when I cut this in, I thought I'd cut it at an angle here. And that's the reason I made these boards longer than I needed, thinking that I'd cut this at a pattern like that and a pattern like that to blend in with this. Then I got thinking, well, that's going to be kind of hard to do, but I could get a piece of cardboard, copying what I see Paul from Fab Rats do a lot, and Robbie Layton from Layton's Auto Body do a lot, and they take a cardboard, draw a pattern out. Or the second option is lay this out and I cut straight across and join them together. Then I'm going to show you, I'll try to show you on this side. Using my saw here to point the exact point out. Our new boards, if you notice, I'm flush with the edge here where the styrofoam meets the frame, present frame here. When I put the new board against the styrofoam here, we see that much difference, which is almost a 1/4 inch. Then I started thinking, all right, this boat was originally built when in Canada the imperial system was used, and since Canada switched to the metric, all our lumber material is now metric. So with the 2 boards here, with my last one, there's a little bit of a gap here, but with this being that much difference, and you can see when I hold my saw how much difference there is. Try to get a bright spot here, right there. I could do one of 2 options. Number 1 option would be to make this side flush with that side of the board, put a spacer in between the 2 boards here. Option number 2 is put this the way I've got these first 2 boards in, put a slight brace here and a counter brace in between 2 of them with a little spacer to fill up this between there and there. So in any which case, in order to give me some more working room, that's why I'm holding the saw, is I want to cut this styrofoam here out so it gives me working room to work on either which option. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to get this section of this styrofoam out. And I'm trying to save as much of this as possible. Cut down on the cost, because remember, I got to do this all on a budget with a low income. Here, if you watch Life Switch Grass, you hear him always talking about doing things and keep in mind of keep it within your budget, which is darn good advice. You want to keep within your budget. especially if you're a low income, such as I am. Okay, it feels like we're down through there. Make sure it's free from the present frame. Side one. Weather here today is kind of mixed today. It's cloudy and sunny. They're predicting rain, so see what happens. Slide the saw a bit, make sure that the bottom end of this is theoretically should be able to lift that out. Notice I did say theoretically. I'll come back to this piece in a second or two. Oh, should probably seal on the bottom too. Kind of feels like it. That could be a little bit of an issue because that is sealed on the bottom too. Oh boy. Well, we'll see what we can do here. Might have to do this in sections here. I think that's what we'll do here. Might just succeed here. I'm noticing some moisture, water coming out of here. I don't like that. That's what we're after. Oh, very interesting. That's all soaked there. Oh boy, it's turning out to be a bigger project than I hoped for. Well, that just changes things. Now I've got to question and find out where is this trace of water coming from. Great. Like I said, that changes the whole picture, discovering that. I've been having this boat sit on an angle. I got the old camper jack on the front, and was hoping that it would all drain. It sat here for, well, since spring of last year at an angle like that. So any water drain, that's why I made this notch in here so that it would get out the drain port here at the very back. Also, I made notches on each end here. Now in just opening this up, it's changed the whole complete picture. Meaning that I gotta rip this entire floor out. Open the whole thing up. And that being said, I may as well forget the 2 steps here and go with a complete new frame. All the way through. Ah, great. More work. Well, now it's questioning me, will I have this ready for the September weekend? Discovering that. Well, I better start unloading the stuff here. Trying to figure where to start here. I'll do, these buoys, I do have this boat under camera. Rather than filling the shop up, I'm just going to get these out of the road here. And we're going to tie them up to the frame of the boathouse here. Take advantage of this second hole here. Do we have enough rope to do that? Not quite, but we can use a zap strap. That's what I'll do. That'll be out of the way for sure. Okay. That's one. And the other one. Okay. That's the other one. Okay, I gotta move my camera in a different position. And just move what I'm doing here. You can't see this, but what I'm doing here is moving some of the material that was given to me. Okay, let's move the camera here so I can show you what I'm up to here. Yeah. Great. Oh boy, now let's see what we're seeing here. Okay, bring my camera up a bit. Okay, these boards are what I was moving, so that's what you heard. Those were what I was moving, because I just had them where I'm presently sitting. I'm checking everything over, and it looks like I've had a little intrusion here. So I see one life jacket right there. Now I had all my life jackets stashed underneath, including 2 oars, and I see that oar is out. The life jacket is out. I had a VHF radio, but that's in the shop. So, first thing I gotta do, this was long before I even had the old security camera up there put on there, which I have now. Entire 24-hour surveillance. So this was long before surveillance. So I think that's where I'll start. I'll start with cleaning out from underneath this deck. See how many life jackets we got. And, my goodness, I think I'll get the wife to give these a good wash cleaning. Okay, that's one. Now these sets of cables I've had for the kicker. I'll show that in a minute. We have a rag here, which I had originally in the glove box. And that's pretty much history, so that can go garbage. Well, the boat whistle is still here. My compass is still here. Interesting story with this compass here. Oh boy, dust on the seats here. I don't know how well this will show, but I had a 1979 Pontiac Parisian, and the thing caught fire on me, and when the fire department put it out and checking for the cause of it, 2 things. Actually, there was 3 things here. Even the fireman couldn't believe his eyes. First was I had a 2-way radio phone in the car, a Motorola. And he said, "Boy, talk about good plastic. Hey, the radio still works. You want to keep it?" I said, "Definitely." Going through the glove box when it burnt, this scale here is not 100% flush, and the damage here in the corner, this was all caused by heat from the fire, but the compass still works 100%. So I put it in the boat. The third item was, those of you who are familiar with the Bic lighters, when I had it as my taxi, I had taxi number 36 was my taxi number. I'll put a picture of the car up for you so you can see what car I was talking of. I can't believe how much garbage can collect when it sits in the wide open. Okay, pour this out. Now I should have two of these. So far, there's only the one. Oh boy. And I don't see hide nor hair of the second one. Fire extinguisher is still here. Yes. I put swivel seats in here, so I found out perfect. My wife, usually she's just sitting here, she can sit this way and watch the front. Or when we're fishing, I find it works beautiful when you can turn the seat inwards. Just to show you. So you can swivel around, and makes it very handy when fishing. These are the controls I put for the kicker, which were needed. Just about fell down here. This is our main one right here for the main engine. Since this boat was new, I'm just looking at the hour meter here, elapsed time. Hours, it says 405.1 on that meter. And this boat originally was built in 1979, so back to cleaning under the counter dash here. Can't believe all the leaves and all that in here. Get the majority thrown out. Good enough. And now I can get under here. Okay, anchor is still there. Good. Okay, over to the other side. And sure enough, here's the other work. Here's the second life jacket. And sure enough, two are gone. I had 4 life jackets, one for each seat. So I'm sure glad now that it's under security camera. Okay, so you can see this floor. Lift the mat out of the way here. Oh great, this mat is put on top of another existing mat. So something must have been worked on previously. Okay, well that's very interesting. Oh, let's see, 1979. Well, here it's starting to rain. Sure as heck. I see it now. Okay. Well, I gotta go get my keys. I got stuff under here. At the same time, when I built this box for the seats, I built this a little higher up so that it was easier for, especially when you're fishing. The seats are so low, but when it comes to the old driver's seat, is the reason I made this side come down here, because of where the steering wheel is. So when driving, you can be like that, and when fishing, or turning like that. So I got this constant maneuver back and forth between steering and fishing. So anyhow, like I said, I got these all locked up. I need to get the key for it. I think I'm going to wait because I don't feel like running back and forth to the shop if it's going to rain. So I'm going to pause it at this point.